Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Progress with number 4 in the series Checkmate in 2 moves. I found another 3 positions for you with Checkmate in 2 moves that I really liked, and I hope you like them too. I also hope you like my new thumbnail style. I'm trying to get the thumbnails stick out a bit more, and this is very pink, I know. Anyway, let's look at this position. We have white to play and checkmate on the second move. A composition by the name of Rodeo, published in 1923. It's quite creative, 6 pieces there on the second rank. And what is white's first move that leads to checkmate on the second move in all variations? There's only one first move that works, and if you want to look for yourself, please do so. Maybe a nice one to figure out over the holidays. And I'll tell you now the solution. The only way it is checkmate on the second move is if white plays queen g2 to h3 on the first move. And why is this good? The problem that black has is that he has to make a move. If there was a way that black could just pass, not make a move, then there would not be a checkmate on the second move. But that is against the rules of the game. Black has to make a move. The first thing we look at is what happens if black promotes, for example to queen. Well, then the f1 square is occupied, which means queen e3 is checkmate, which was not possible in the position after white's first move, because then the king could have fled to f1. But now the king can't go there. So what about if we promote to a knight then? That might work, because now that square is controlled by the knight. Well then, a nice variation, the queen just returns where she came from. Queen g2 is checkmate, because there's no longer a piece on f2. Nice variation. Okay, so we looked at promoting the pawn and that doesn't work. What if we play the knight? Let's say we play knight c4. Well, then we have another mating square. That knight is no longer covering d3 and queen d3 is checkmate. Of course, that queen also makes sure the f1 square is covered. And that same move, if we play the knight somewhere else, knight d1 for example, also queen d3 is checkmate. So on all knight moves, queen d3 is checkmate. Nice little composition, queen g2 to h3, the first move, and then we saw the different mating variations. Hope you like it. Let's go to the next one. This position was composed by Greedily and was published in 1924. Again, white to play and checkmate the black king on the second move. White has a queen and a bishop. Black has bishop, knight and pawn. There's only one first move that leads to checkmate on the second move. And what can white play? Well, the solution is to play the king from h3 to g3. Why is that the solution? Well, similar to the first position, black has to make a move. Black is in zugzwang, as we call it. And whatever he does, he will weaken his position, which makes checkmate possible on the next move. Let's look if we just play up that pawn, f6, f5. Why could that do damage? Well, because the queen then goes all the way to h8 to give checkmate. This bishop does a good job in taking the g1 square away from the black king. So that is the first variation. We can also play the knight. Well, we can only play the knight. We cannot play the king. The king has no safe squares. And the bishop cannot play either because of the pin. So all we need to do is look at some knight moves. If we play knight c2, then there is a checkmate in another corner of the board. And that's one reason why I like this position. Because here queen a8 is suddenly checkmate. Very nice. And if the knight goes somewhere else, for example to c4, well then we have the most simple variation, queen takes b1 is checkmate. I like the two checkmates in the corners on h8 and a8, and that's why I picked this position. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let's go to the last one. This last position is from K. Hanneman, also published in 1924. White to play and checkmate on the second move. And again, it's a king move, which is the only move that leads to checkmate on the second move. And in this case, it's king f6 to f7. And yes, again, black is in zugzwang. If black was allowed not to make a move, there would not be a checkmate, but he has to make a move. Let's look at the different options. If black plays rook a8, for example, then queen b6 is checkmate. With that rook on a7, he could interpose the rook, but the rook went to a8. It had to make a move. Okay, let's not play the rook then. And after king f7, let's play the bishop. Well, if we play bishop b7, then also queen b6 is checkmate, because this rook can now not interpose. Okay, let's look at another move for the bishop then. Let's play bishop takes b5. Well then, the bishop lost control of the c8 square, and queen c8 is checkmate. Let's look at some other rook moves then. What about rook b7? Well then, that also takes away the control of c8 from the bishop on a6, and queen c8 is also checkmate. So that doesn't work either. What about then rook takes d7 check? At least we keep control over c8, and if queen b6, then we can just interpose the rook. But this is much more simple. We just taking that rook, queen takes d7 is checkmate. And we're saving the best for last. What if the rook goes to c7? Well then the queen goes the other way and gives checkmate on f6, because now the black king cannot flee to c7. It all fits in perfectly. After king f7, whatever move black makes, he gets checkmated. Hope you enjoyed these checkmate in 2 moves positions. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Progress channel. And please leave a comment if you want. You also may want to check out my Chess to Impress channel. The link is in the description box. This is Rick for Chess to Progress. Thank you for watching.